Life is a journey, especially when you're driving around the country in a 1988 Ford chassis. But that's beside the point. The point is, this world's too big. It's too big to sit around and be content. We have to be willing to discover and to never stop asking questions.
Oh man, it's life to me.
If we don't catch fish now, we're screwed.
We just gotta learn what we're doing and what we're doing wrong and what we're doing right. We're learning that we're doing a lot of things wrong.
I'm 92% sure that it was a fish that was on the thing.
Met these guys at the bar about 2 nights ago.
The RV was probably one of the sketchiest things I've ever seen.
Hopefully, things go well for Team Hitchnfish, because we're due. We're due for some good luck.
I had the idea, let's hitch and fish. Let's buy a hitch. Let's buy a beater RV, get a little dinghy boat behind the RV, and let's drive around the country. And what we found was that you can drive from Washington to Washington, D.C., or New York to Arizona, any route you want to take. Through fishing, you can find out what this country's all about. You're going to meet people. You're going to see people that you've never thought existed. Hey, I'm looking to go fishing around here. Can you help me out? They're instantly your best friend. And that just led us from one place to the next place, to the next place, to the next place. And we really didn't have a plan. You could end up anywhere. And that's the whole idea. We wanted to drive around the country and fish in tournaments, fish with people we don't even know, and really figure out what the culture of fishing was all about. Because if you watch shows on TV, you catch fish every 4 seconds, and that it's the easiest activity you'd ever do. And we found out the hard way that fishing is tough, it's slow, it's monotonous, but there's a lot more that goes on between it. There's stories that are told, there's people that you meet. There's just so much nostalgia that goes along with fishing, and we wanted to grasp that. So when it came to looking for people that would be willing to go on this adventure with me, it's kind of hard to look for people in Phoenix. It's not like Huck Finn lives down the street and I can just go knock on his door. But the funny part is, Huck Finn actually did live next door. Well, I have a great old friend that I've known for my entire life. His name's Chase McGarry. Haven't seen him in a couple years, but I know he hangs out at this little pond, kind of in the middle of nowhere. And I don't even think he's caught a fish out of there, but he has the determination to go back there every day. I said, yes or no, one question. Do you want to go fishing this summer? And he said, hell yes. Sure enough, he jumped in the RV, off we went. Chase brings a lot to the table. He's a good character, he gets along with everyone. So I figured, granted, he might not be catching that many fish when he goes fishing, but he's gonna be able to wiggle his way in and meet a lot of people on this trip, and he's gonna be a huge asset to this trip. Oh, it looks sick, dude.
Laying on the tracks. No one even knows I'm doing this. Laying right when the train's coming. I'm gonna sleep under the train. The train's gonna fly over here. I'm gonna be sleeping the whole time. This is Magic Act number 1 of 5.
We got a good sized fish, and it was like of the kind that everyone wants to get. I don't even know the name of the fish anymore. Caught a few, but I think we're pretty consistent at nothing. Trial and error, it's been good so far for us. A lot of trial, a lot of error.
I wonder what this has to do.
Then it came to, who do I want next? There's an old legend around here. There's war stories told about a guy named Jack Fion who lives in Phoenix. I've had the pleasure of meeting him once or twice, and I know he hangs out at a local watering hole around here. He's been going to Patty's since junior high or middle school, or I don't even know, but best bet he's gonna be at Patty's. So I pulled up to Patty's in the Mallard one day and hoped that he would be there drinking. And sure enough, there he was. And the great thing about that is, when you go on a fishing trip like that, you need someone who can hit the watering hole pretty hard. You need a guy that can mingle with the locals and really get a feel for the culture of fishing. And I asked him again, same question I asked Chase. Jack, do you want to go fishing this summer? And he took a long guzzle of his beer and said, I've been waiting years for you to ask me that. Sure enough, jumped on the Mallard and away we went.
We're here in, what's the city called? Tell me the story, Jack.
Story? What story you want here?
I have no idea what hammerfish means.
Hammering the fish?
I mean, I get that you catch a lot, but I don't know how it feels.
When you start hammering fish, that's what keeps you going in the fishing world, That's what keeps you focused, it brings you to the next tournament.
Hey, thank God we're not filming a documentary about fishing.
Same spot we were here yesterday.
By that point in time, we kind of forgot about it. All the troubles we had that day, and our smiles were back on our faces.
So we had 2 guys down. We had Chase, Jack, and myself now, and we were all ready to rock and roll. We needed 1 more guy. And we came to the conclusion that there's a local bar around here called the Arcadia Tavern, and they have what is called the fish races. And what they do is they race goldfish. And it's all kind of put on by this guy named Matt Warzinski. He's the PA announcer, and he gets the fish together. And I'm pretty sure all the fish are homegrown from himself. So a guy that trains fish like that and knows the winner, the outcome that before it even happens, that's a guy that got to come on Hitch and Fish. And I figured this guy's a seasoned fisherman because shit, he has all the fish lining up for him and doing whatever they want, doing circles in the tank for him. So I figured this guy must know how to fish. I went in there one night. Matt, one simple question. Do you want to go fishing this summer with me? And he goes, I've never been fishing, but I'm in. Chugged his beer, shook his head, and got on the mallard.
Who can turn that down?
I'm a very outgoing person, but I just don't shut it off. I'm getting to that part. I'm getting to that part. I'm getting to that part. Google it. So here's what happened.
Boom. We were like, what's the first thing you do? If you're trying to learn about fishing, what do? You want to know about the culture? You join a fishing tournament. We're competitive guys, and we love it. So, we stopped into Osakis, Minnesota.
We're like, all right, we'll meet up there. The tire blows out, so me and Jack have to go to VFW by ourselves. So we walk in, I'm like, hey, this guy comes up, he's like, you guys the guys filming? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I thought we were gonna be in trouble right off the bat, and he's like, all right. And I was like, have you talked to Pete at all? And he's like, no, I never met the guy. My name's Rick, though. Breaks down the ground rules. He's like, listen, someone told me, I got some rules for you. Someone told me you were gonna try to have 3 people on your boat, and that just can't happen. He's like, but you guys can come on the pontoon with me. I was like, all right, yeah, no problem, man. I was like, what else? He's like, no, that's about it. Have fun.
Good luck tomorrow.
So I was kind of pissed we didn't get to go to the VFW, but
Damn it.
son of a bitch, dude.
We've lost our first tire.
Well, at least it's not the engine. That would have put a damper on things.
Well, she is a beaut, though. No denying that.
So, I mean, the VFW was in my sights. I wanted to be at the VFW, but we were fortunate enough to meet you right after the VFW to go to Zorba's because like any professional fisherman or aspiring fisherman would want to go and meet the locals. You guys local? Now, Minnesota? Get advice. You want advice, you know? If you're gonna get advice from a fisherman, where are you gonna go? You're not gonna go to the library.
The local watering.
You go to the watering hole. Thank you.
Fish on! Fish on! Fish on!
So then we're buying shots all night, and it's fun, and then we go back. It's like 3 in the morning.
That's so good! That's so good!
Look how awesome my mustache looks on this camera. Professional amateur, it's like basically like the top level of amateur league wrestling. Tokyo choke. My Tokyo choke is gonna be like this. Tokyo choke! And then I get him like this, but on the ground. And that's gonna be the Tokyo choke. It's time for the Tokyo choke. The ball man's got him down in the Tokyo choke. Who's gonna shot me?
Oh, big guy. It picks you up.
I love you, Chunk.
Yeah, no. If anyone's, yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, you guys!
And so we stayed up all night, and then we went the next day, 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, so we got up the morning of, and we stopped, got some coffee, got some seeds, I think, had a few snacks, and we prepared ourselves for what we thought was going to be a great day of fishing. I knew it was Team Hitch and Fish's time to shine.
We're going in line, following everybody, and everyone's got it down to probably 20 or 30 seconds of just boat in, and then car zips out of everyone's way. The motor turns on, takes off.
Really early in the morning, I didn't get much sleep. I don't think anyone on our team got much sleep. and I think everyone around us got a lot of sleep because everyone was out there. And it was a big line, and they jumped in there, and like we were in trouble.
All right, here's the moment of truth. This is gonna be interesting.
And Jack pulls in on the right side, backs up a little bit, and I'm thinking, okay, oh gosh, here we go, we're gonna get in. And then he stops, goes forward to the other side.
What is Jack doing?
He didn't like that side.
Jackknife him this way, jackknife him that way. And this time I'm thinking, Jack, just go somewhere. You know, I was like, just drive into the yard at this point. Get us out of here. Jack's going in like 5 inches increments every time he's backing up, and I'm freaking out. And we're just looking like complete idiots in front of all of professional anglers that are sitting out in the water.
He's learning the hard way.
I guess.
See it happen,
Rick's in the background just, oh no, what are they doing? And Rick's like saying, you know, we have a policy.
20 seconds to land the boat and 40 seconds to be completely out.
Way beyond that, this far.
Yeah, we're gonna run out of shot clock.
Mind you, it was 5:30 a.m. in the morning. And it's not my typical wake-up call. You know, I mean, I had a little bit of practice.
Keep coming.
That just didn't prepare me well enough for the morning of the tournament.
Of course, I forgot to take the straps off. And I'm trying to get the boat off, and I'm like, come on, come on. And then Jack gets out of the car, like, God, this is a joke. It literally looks like a family is going to put their pontoon in and, you know, have a picnic out in the middle, you know.
That's cute. Jack saw us and started laughing.
I had a hard time believing, and apparently all the pro anglers in the lake had a hard time believing. Pete, who's owned the bass track for I don't know how many years, wasn't able to start the damn thing.
And I'm trying to turn that key over and going,
And day one, the boat doesn't start. The tournament officials are thinking about kicking us out, and I'm just sitting there thinking, you know, we're gonna try to make this whole movie, and the boat's sitting there dead in the water.
So all the anglers on the lake pretty much already knew before the tournament even started that Team Hitchnfish had no shot at even placing anything in this tournament.
Ease into her.
Have fun. Thank you.
You know, this is just part of the hero's journey. You know, you start right at the bottom, and then the hero gets up and takes about 20 minutes to get his boat into the water and just look like a complete idiot. And then right after that, success. So we're thinking we're gonna catch a bunch of fish.
Most of these guys have fished this contest many times.
It's the newbies you got to worry about?
But, yeah, well, just little things like confusion of the rules.
Yeah. It was pretty impressive, the kind of footage we got for how up we were the night before.
Have fun, guys!
We got on the boat with Rick, who's the ultimate man.
Oh, yeah!
He basically runs the lake,
Yes. Good with all the rules?
and he is just kind of a badass in all aspects of living a life. He's an aggressive kind of thinker. He lives aggressively.
Where's your guy? Where's your boy?
Another bottle of water?
Right below your feet.
Oh, someone already drank it all.
There's another one. Or I think, at least.
Jeez, you pound one and you just steal the other, huh? just the other teammate. Hey, you gotta conserve water, bro.
I know, dude. I'm so hungover, though.
Because you ain't getting any of this.
I'm just gonna drink lake water.
You're literally gonna drink all the water before we even launch.
I know, dude. We got sandwiches, though.
Yeah.
Number 2, hold up your paddle. Go.
And Rick's in charge of waving the people in, and he's aggressively doing his job as always.
Whoa, dude, I think something's going on.
Yeah, we aren't going out for a while.
Dude, how are you supposed to know which number's going? They're just throwing up paddles.
Rick's waving the numbers in. He's 28, 29, and I can see them still coming closer. I'm like, okay.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty here.
Yeah, we should start preparing ourselves here.
Oh, see, everyone's holding it. Which way am I going?
You're going by the...
No, I know, but once we get going, where do we want to go?
I don't know.
Rick is pointing at everyone, and it seemed like everyone knew sign language. And some guy in this boat is like pointing at us to go or something, but he wasn't pointing at us. We found out later. 51 right here.
What number is he?
41, that's us.
So we thought that was our cue to go. So I just gunned the boat, and we cut off about 10 people.
They fly by with their number strongly in the air. Do they know where they're going? Nope, they don't know where they're going.
We go, for some odd reason, all the way left when everyone else in the whole thing goes right.
So now what do we do?
And then by the time the numbers ended, once 61 went up, I think we were both slouched over with our hands in our heads and not filming, not doing anything, just sitting there. And finally, he takes us back to the dock, and I think, okay, he's gonna take us back to the dock. We're gonna get, situated real fast, and then we're gonna go back out. As we're heading in, he tells us that we now have a 4 to 5 hour break, and we're not going till noon, so we can go back and take a nap.
I mean, when it comes to fishing and having a fishing partner, Jack is, he's good for stories, he's good for small talk, and he's good for, just helping out, but when it comes to fishing, it's a different story.
I hate fishing.
Damn it. Gotta be smarter than the lure.
What are you doing?
The more I try to get it untangled, I get it more tangled.
Well, your strategy is real good. You whiz it around.
Getting close. Yeah, Dad over there. Probably telling us good. Hey, now see those two idiots on the boat over there? That is how you don't fish.
Jack and I are so optimistic. The morale is really high, and we're thinking, why wouldn't we win this tournament? Typical Theon claiming he's caught a fish. And we're probably gonna have to go in there and get the lure, which we'll probably lose. A fierce battle here between Theon and the weeds.
God, son of a bitch. Team Hitchnfish just succeeding.
Don't let us off just yet. It's the first day. Gosh. Why aren't we catching? What's your assessment on why we're not catching any fish? Oh, big one. What a loser.
Dude, I think we just simply suck at fishing. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm not a pro angler. And, Matt and Chase aren't either. Matt's probably the farthest thing from it. And then we have Pete, who it's Pete. He may act like he's a pro angler at times, but he is probably just as far as any one of us from being a pro angler. So we have that to deal with on the lake.
Huh. Well, that was Pike.
Yeah, so we were talking to the bartender, and he's telling us that, he's fishing this tournament a ton of times. This year, apparently, he's not doing it. So we're trying to get some tips, some advice from the guy. He's a young guy. He looks like a smart gentleman. So we ask him, and we're like, hey, what kind of tips and advice can you give us?
Catching walleyes in 3 feet of water. They like the shallows. I'm not bullshitting either. I don't do it because I don't know how, and it pisses me off. Yeah. Because I'm not a bass fisherman at all.
All we're catching is bass and northern. So obviously there's a walleye tournament.
I got myself a pike
Probably
here.
spent about 3 hours there. Not one walleye.
Nice little bass, but again, wrong species.
I don't think it's big enough to keep, but we'll let this guy go.
For getting 1 hour of sleep, we were pretty beat up, and I dozed off for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Here we observe Mr. Peter Wilson napping, but yet fishing at the same time.
So we're not catching any fish, and at this point, Zorbas had been so hard on us the night before that this is more about our health, and we decided to bobber fish. And I'll tell you one thing, we didn't catch bobber fishing.
Pete and I were pretty exhausted. The lack of fish we caught and the beating sun that took an effect on us.
And we're thinking, you know, we can blow this off as a relaxed day, you know, kind of get to know the waters, and day 2, we're gonna hit it hard.
First day.
Good day on the water, you know, we caught over 40 fish, but just nothing in the size limit to keep, so, you know, we're gonna take a 0 for the day, but, you know, there's always Sunday. You know, we're like Tiger Woods, Sunday red. We'll be in our Sunday red tomorrow, and we'll be ready to rock.
After the first day of fishing, I thought there's no way that we're gonna be heading back to the infamous Zorbas.
Just driving past that thing, it's hard not to just go in there for one beer. So we decided, what the hell, you know, hard day's work, we'll go in for one. It's never one with Zorbas.
Once again, we wound up staying there till probably 2 or 3.
And this is about closing. They're like, last call. This guy walks in here, and there's something, I'm like across the bar, and I see something on his shoulder, and I thought it was probably like a cat or a small like puppy or something.
And this guy, this very, very strange guy, comes out and hands the raccoon to Jack, and then proceeds to tell him all about, you know, what the raccooning babysitting program he's doing.
And for some reason, people trust him with their raccoons.
Baby raccoons.
And somehow
Baby
people
raccoons.
own raccoons.
Yeah, people own.
And they're stumbling up on people's lawns all over.
Regardless, I had to hold the thing. So I put the thing on, and it's just claws are just digging into my shirt, and it's making this weird like, I don't even know, like some weird hissing noise or something.
It's like purring.
It's like, I can't purr.
That was pretty close to it though.
Okay, so it was purring at me, and then he's like, goes and explains, like, yeah, you know, I train these things for, you know, about 8 weeks, and after the 8 weeks, you don't want to have them in your house because they'll rip your face off. And I'm like, okay, you can have your raccoon back, you know.
Pet raccoon. That's freaking awesome.
So we head back to the RV, get a good night rest in the RV. Jack's freaking snoring out of his mind again.
When you look at his face, you see determination. You see focus, strength, and most importantly, character.
And every night, a quality night of sleep.
Next morning came around, and even though we got an hour and a half sleep,
We're at Zorbas all night.
Pete and I, we were feeling good. You know, we were feeling confident.
We just gotta keep Fion awake today.
We got some good coffee in us, 5 hours, some Red Bulls. We were ready to take on the day.
Felt that went pretty well, you know. A lot better than yesterday. Did the quick job at it.
We knew we could still be in this if we played the day out right.
Great day today. Temperature's great. Might get a little warm. That's when the walleye bite. We're gonna try the deeper part of the lake today. The shallow part of the lake didn't pay off yesterday. Even though everyone in town pretty much told us to go to the shallow part of the lake, but you know, the fish just weren't biting there. So we're gonna go and join everyone else at the deep part of the lake today. But there's only one thing left to do: win the whole thing.
So day 2, we get out there, and we're out there for about 20 minutes, and boom, we catch a walleye. We're thinking that this is gonna be our day. But the walleye, of course, was only about this big.
It was gorgeous.
So we get this text from that. We're on the pontoon. Oh, we just caught a walleye. I mean, it's not anywhere near the size it needs to be, but it's a good start to the day, and we're feeling real positive about it. And I show Rick, and Rick's like, oh, hell yeah, all right, you guys are at least gonna get on the board today.
Kept fishing there. No more walleye.
22 feet.
Little deep. Little deep. Go to the shallows. Get the 10 and under. A 10 and under.
then go throwing. What have you got, minnows?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna do much out here. Get in the shallow.
So yeah, yesterday we were not very organized. The boat was a mess. We were just lost. We were two children lost. And today we were men. We were men on a mission, and we were fully prepped and ready. So we're cruising along on this lake. We're going top speed 28 miles per hour maybe. Pete's looking to the map while driving, and I'm just enjoying the day. And all of a sudden there's a huge boom. The trolling motor broke, and it just went immediately in the water. And we responded instantly because we know we were, I mean, it's right in front of us. We saw what happened. So we immediately threw it in neutral, slowed the boat down, and if we would have hesitated for another second, I think that trolling motor would have broke off, gone right under the boat, and then hit the propellers, and you know, we would have been in a huge hole. I'm talking a hole the size of that lake.
Just getting us organized here. Lost the trolling motor for the day. It's been a rough one, but we'll bounce back.
We pull up to Peter and Jack, team number 51, aka out of the gates 41. They'd be doing something absurd, something so dumb. So the first time we go up and they're like both hanging off the front. So Rick knows immediately. He's like, "Oh, broke the trolling motor, huh?" Liked us, but it was kind of mean because he just laughed at us.
Peter's hanging over the edge, trying to hook the bungee cord around, and Rick just shakes his head and goes, "Maybe you guys do have, you know, a good shot at doing this show because these guys are totally out of their element." The Osakis Lions treated Matt and I like we were kings. Matt and I actually got an invitation to attempt a lion roll. I mean, not very many clubs will let you play dice with them unless you're in the club.
Well, should we pick up the other guys and slowly head up to the head of the lakes?
You know, they sell beer up there.
I know they do. And that's why John wants to go to the head of the lakes.
That's where the beers are and like all this. I'm like, oh hell yeah, these guys are gonna get rowdy now.
We were shaking hands left and right on the pontoon. It was different guys every time, every trip, that you could never remember any of their names. But of course they all remembered us.
I wish I could like distinguish and remember their names some more. They just all looked the same. They had yellow hats, yellow shirts, and gray mustaches. We went all the way across the lake to the North Shores. Their little secret little gem of a bar.
Exclusive club of the Lions. Hours of hazing. I mean, this place is so hardcore. The bartender walks around with a baby in hand, and I mean, you know, I've been scared in bars before, but this place is hard.
And we played a dice game.
That is a game of 4, 5, 6, and 4, 5, 6 is you have to roll 4, 5, 6 in 3 turns or something like that.
Our buddy Joey was in town from Phoenix.
They teach this game real fast. I don't have any money. Matt has like $2.
It's kind of intricate game, and everyone threw down $1, so I jumped in right away. I was playing against Rick and the other boys.
So he throws down his $2. He's in the game. And Matt takes care of business on that first roll. Boom, 4, 5, 6. These guys are all astonished.
I ended up winning the first one, so I got Chase involved, and then Chase jumped in.
I throw my $1 in. I then end up winning that game. Boom. That's 2 games down. Joey's across the table, doesn't have any dollars. I throw Joey a couple bucks. He's in the game now.
7 people! This is the big pot here, dude.
Joey ends up winning a triple pot. We came and stole the entire show. They didn't win a single game while we were there, and after that one little round, they all kind of wanted us in their club because, you know, we're high rollers.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys got invited to the Lions dice and beer drinking party. There's a town of like 1,000 people, and you get invited to go to the local dice party with the rules official, the Lions of Osakis. That's like a dream come true.
Would you have? I talked to the officials. They said if you did want to come play and drink some beers with us, it'd be okay, but you get disqualified. Would you have risked that to to
Should've taken a
attend,
DQ,
to
come
attend
party.
our Northern Lakes party.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you didn't tell us. At that point, we were defeated. We were giving up. We would have said, that would have been badass if we got a DQ. You know, we could have made up some stuff. Oh, we caught too many fish, we got DQ'd. You know what I mean?
He was shocked that it would even be questioned. I said, did they come here for a couple beers? Are they disqualified? He goes, disqualified? Well, yeah. He's like, but who cares? I mean, they haven't caught.
Jeez. Hey, what's going on there?
This thing's got a knot the size of China.
So then we get another text. Yeah, Peter just fell in the water trying to bring in a fish. And all the guys just started like howling and laughing. They were just like, oh, no way. Rick's like, no way, no way.
You're kidding me. You got it?
Pete gets his fish, and this thing is fighting, and Pete is struggling with this thing. He's reeling it in, and I'm diving all around the boat, there's everywhere. I'm trying to help Pete out.
Don't break the line. Don't break the line.
And amidst that, I'm trying to grab the net, and I bump the chair right in front of the camera view. Come on, baby, please be a walleye. Please be a walleye. I finally get a good view of it, and it's a pike. I net this huge fish, and Pete grabs it out of the net.
Let's go! Woo!
This fish he just caught is huge.
There we go, baby! Yeah, we're keeping something. I'll tell you that much. Oh. We're the goddamn pliers. You want the pliers? What? No, I said, do you want the pliers? I don't even know what I'm saying now.
Hey, camera.
We finally get it out, put it in the live well.
And we're high-fiving each other. And I go try to prep the boat to get ready to take off to the dock to get the fish weighed in.
And Jack is coming back to the back of the boat, and I'm sitting back there, and Jack sits down really abruptly, and all of the gravity and the weight changes in the boat and just flings me off the boat. So right after I had caught this pike, I am now in the water, and we still have to get the pike back to the dock. Well, we're back!
So we gotta take this thing in and rush it in and get it weighed, because I mean, we could have a shot at winning the big pike contest.
We will not weigh them if they're dead.
Oh,
so
okay.
if they're caught, somebody's got like a 6, 7, 8, 10 pounder, they're gonna come flying in with that thing because they want to get credit not only with the weight, but big fish on top.
Okay, so you can win that pool.
So they will come in for that.
We're thinking, I gotta get this thing back to the dock as quick as possible. First, I don't want these guys thinking I'm a bad fisherman or disrespectful if I come back with a dead fish. So we start cruising. We're going top speed, 20, 25, into some really choppy waters.
Flying everywhere. Our snacks, our sandwiches are going all over the place. The leeches went everywhere. They're crawling all over Pete and I.
I look back into the live well and I see the Northern's just bleeding out its gills, and I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding me. I don't want to come off as this idiot to the Lions and to the town of Osakis.
We're just going boom, boom on these choppy waves.
We were on the whole goddamn other side of the lake. Water's flying in. I mean, I feel like I'm in deadliest catch.
Oh my God!
You know, I can't see anything. I'm talking to Jack. Jack and I are counting on each other like, we're gonna make it through this, man. Like, you know, I feel like old man in the sea type of shit.
Finally get to the dock.
Jack leans back. I give him the pike into the plastic bag and gets up on the dock. When we're thinking, we got this. You know, this fish is big. We finally got a fish to show these guys.
I jump off the boat, do kind of like a slight jog, fast walk over the way in. We got off there, and some guy, some lion in the corner is looking at us and looks at our fish. He's like, 5 pounds. I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's get 6 pounds, 7 pounds. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. At that point in time, I was my confidence and everything was so up, and I was like, we got this. So, you know, they weigh the fish, 4.8 pounds. Doesn't even qualify. So, you know, they kind of pat me on the back and said, better luck next time.
Good try.
This bigger one?
And I had to walk back to the boat, one shoe on.
We drove all the way 30 minutes away from this boat trying to save this poor fish, and it was 4.8 pounds.
All that energy, all that hard work, and Team Hitchnfish came up short again.
Those minnows went through a hell and back, I think. B, it was a glorious effort. Should we go back at it again?
And I told Rick and the guys, what you caught? I go, they caught one. They're like, oh, no way, good for them. Walleye?
Yeah.
No, northern. Oh, how big?
Oh, God.
I go, I think he said 4.8. He goes, oh, Jesus Christ. we had an 8-pounder yesterday. What are they bringing that in for?
What, you could have told us that.
That's the
you could have told us that.
You wouldn't have finished Old Man of the Sea if you knew the ending was like that.
About that time to head in. We've been defeated by the elusive walleye. We get by the dock and it's kind of like the beginning where everyone's circled and they're waiting to launch off, but instead of launching off, everyone's waiting to come in and bring in their fish and do the last end of the day weigh-in. And we're waiting there. We're number 51, so we had to watch all this and wait and really take it in. They're bringing in some of the biggest fish I've ever seen, just bags full, one after the other. And I remember seeing the whole town was there.
29-incher here.
Came time for Team Hitchnfish to come. I got off the boat and my left hand, nothing. My right hand, number 51. And I see looks of surprise, hope, and sadness. They felt bad. Started walking back on the dock, my head down a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But then I remembered, this is just the beginning for Team Hitchnfish. We got a long road ahead of us. And I guarantee Team Hitchnfish will succeed.
So at this point, we've just finished dead last in the 33rd annual walleye tournament at Osakis, and I'm thinking, I want to get the hell out of this town. Everyone's already laughed at us, got their fair share, and the humility is kind of overboard now. So we're thinking, let's get the hell out of here. And Matt's buddy, Joey Holka, so nicely invited us to go to St. Cloud.
My friend Joey, I've known him for a long time. I grew up playing hockey with him since we were like 8 years old. Pulled up, he lived in like an alley. I didn't know. Like, we planned this so
And just seeing the shock and awe expressions in these guys' faces, they did not expect to see the mallard. I think they were expecting a little bit something different.
We kind of get there not knowing who we're going to see or what we're going to do, and they say, hey, we got this really cool fishing spot for you.
He's like, actually, you know, Flip, if he was down to go fishing, we can go to Dowd's girlfriend's pond. Or
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Chris O'Dowd, who's the. You know,
that's someone we know. That's someone we actually know.
Yeah.
Nick Dowd. He got drafted.
Yeah, Nick Dowd, yeah.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, he's on the team this year again, but I never even caught his first name.
I know. I think it's just Dowd.
I think it's Nick.
I think he's just like a one-name kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's the captain of the team.
Yeah, that's how they all do it on the team shit.
So
I didn't get a full name all weekend.
Yeah, he's like Caesar.
Yeah, we went to Dowd's pond.
His girlfriends, remember?
His girlfriends?
Girlfriend's dad's.
Oh, yeah. So it's Dowd's girlfriend's dad's pond. I guess.
He said there's a tree. He said parked by the tree that's close to. Like, he wasn't making any sense. There's trees everywhere, dog.
We went there and, they welcomed us in with open arms. I kind of. So at first, they kind of sent us on the other side of the lake. They didn't really want anything to do with us.
We looked like a bunch of creepers pulling up in an RV from 1988, looking like we're gonna snatch a couple of their kids. So we get shooed away from the whole family activity to the other side of the pond. And on the other side of the pond is this steep bank that we all fall down, pretty much, getting out of the RV. We get up there, we start fishing, and Flip was catching a fish every other second.
We got one in about 3 casts, so we might be good over here.
Flip's at the backup goalie on the team.
Flip
Oh yeah.
is master angler, and he was pulling fish out left
Yeah,
and right.
me and you were just filming him.
Filming him the whole time.
Being out here and just not having to worry about anything else or think about anything. Just worrying about catching fish, having fun usually, you know, come out with my buddies and just have some fun and just get away from the ordinary life that we have to, you know, we have. So.
Flip's like sitting there like, you know, it'd be funny is if I just caught one right now, first cast. He's like, catches one like first try.
I gotta catch one when you're asking me questions. That'd be sick.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll stay here and film still.
Well, there we go. Got one.
Do you? Get this set up. God damn it.
Hey, we got another one, boys. If I can grab it. There we go.
Oh.
Literally just sitting there talking to us, acting like there's nothing.
Oh.
We were got one.
Yeah.
We were catching a lot of fish too.
Yeah,
weren't
no. Hitchnfish team is doing what they do best, and that's not catching fish.
Team Hitchnfish does catch fish.
we? Jack had one up to his feet and then lost it.
Across the lake is Joey's friends, whose lake it is. They're having like a family party, and every time they catch a fish, they're yelling out, telling us that they caught a fish. This girl's like saying, "Oh, I got one! I got another one."
We keep on hearing them catching on the walleye and like huge fish over there. And
So Dow's girlfriend has this little kid's pink rod, and she's just reeling in these fish.
I think it was like an Aladdin or something pool, like a Disney.
She was
theme
reeling
pool.
in.
We got another walleye! And like Dow would be yelling across like, how big is it? And they're like, and we couldn't hear, and then like Flip would be like, that's a big fish. We'd be like, well, what the f are we doing wrong?
I think most of their family had left at that point. I think to be honest, I think they were kind of embarrassed to have us around in the Mallard when their family was having some big get together. Next thing you know, the group over there on the other side of the lake kind of flag us down to bring us into their side. So that was a big moment, you know. I knew at that point we earned their trust.
Hitchnfish on the board.
Oh, hell yeah. Ooh. Got one. Finally. Out fishing everyone is tough, but.
Yeah, seriously.
Look at that thing.
Ooh! Started catching some more fish. I don't know, did we ever catch a walleye?
No.
No.
Oh my God.
Heads up, heads up.
Oh! And it's gone.
Idiot. And then we're about to leave, and I'm sitting at the end of the dock with Dowd, the captain of the hockey team, and I'm like, this is just getting better, you know what I mean? What's better than sharing a good conversation as the sun's going down, thinking about fishing, no worry in the world. That's really what was going on, and it was pretty awesome.
And then you like go back and you fish around like God, it's so fishy. I mean, I'm sure it does. That's why this lake ruins itself as you keep on here.
Pete and Dowd having the moment. It was cool. Whatever. I don't know.
The moment?
I'm not gonna judge them. I visualized it when they're just both on the dock and they're sitting there both fishing. They look like little kids, but it was like.
The moment? You sound like they're
filming
a scene from
It looked like a scene from that one of those movies.
What movie?
D2 the Mighty Ducks.
No, like a Walk to Remember or something, but I couldn't figure out who the chick was. That's why I was hesitant on it.
It was two dudes. What?
Just enjoying the
Thrown
good.
out, dude. It was like Dawson's Creek or something. I don't know. I don't know what to reference that as because I've never seen it before. It was beautiful and it was pure.
Only now that she's gone do I realize what I've been searching for my whole life. I'm in love, came into my life.
So we head back to Joey's, and we're thinking, you know, obviously we're gonna go out and have a good time, but I'm thinking St. Cloud can't be that crazy on a Thursday night, whatever it was. And it turns out that this place goes off, and it goes off with a bang.
All these hockey players are treating us like family, welcoming us in. I mean, Joey's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And it's St. Cloud, Minnesota, and we're thinking, why not immerse ourselves in the culture as much as possible? And Jack knew that. And Jack being a smart guy, he said, let's make a bet. Whoever goes the deepest tonight is gonna have to work out with Joey and his teammates tomorrow in the morning. What's better? We got a hockey team, we got fishing, we got a great town. I was thinking, I want to hit this, I'm going to attack this as hard as I can, you know what I mean? I want to see as much culture as possible. And the culture starts out with the horny buffalo.
The hairy buffalo. And it's just like booze. Like, it's this weird genie glass. And then like the very top of it, when it gets skinny, it's just like a splash of juice.
And it's a legendary St. Cloud drink. Apparently, the legend has it that one of the most famous St. Cloud hockey players of past once drank 7 of these drinks, or 8 of these drinks, or 9 of these drinks, whatever. We ended up drinking 1 each, and it began another night of debauchery.
I think it's horny or hairy, because it's been pronounced twice.
It is a hairy buffalo, and they look like a really fruity tropical drink. And by no means are they like a fruity tropical drink. These things will knock you on your ass within minutes. I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure.
And we are now fully immersed in the culture of St. Cloud, and we are excited. We're having a great time. We're not having any trouble meeting new friends there.
And so after that, we headed to the bar where we took part in the, the 20th annual beer pong tournament that they had there.
If we can't catch some fish, at least we can win some beer pong. I remember vividly going in like, boys, it's about to change for us.
And so we're automatically think, oh great, we're gonna dominate. We think that we're gonna have like a showdown. We're gonna be in the championship round. Every single person lost within maybe 3 minutes of the first game, and so we're defeated.
First round exit, baby. First round exit.
And next thing I know, I see a security guard grab Matt by the shirt, and like I can tell that the security guard wasn't happy with Matt because Matt was filming the bar, and he was getting girls' faces and like kind of telling them, "Don't be weird. We're filming a documentary. Don't be weird." And I guess they didn't like it.
The surprising thing is, even after being kicked out of the bar, I was still not the most worthless person that night, and Pete won that award.
I didn't even know we did the shots.
Pete was the loser. Matt, Chase, and I were pretty happy about that because we figured there was no better person to work out extremely hungover than Pete Wilson. So we knew we were in for a great morning, a very entertaining morning.
Honestly, we're so hungover at this point that it's like, I didn't want to move. I was just standing there just like happy to not have to do anything and just stay out of it.
How you feeling? This is the worst part of the week by far.
Jack and Matt and Chase are acting like a bunch of jackasses, and I'm trying to sit in there and get my mind right for this D1 college hockey workout.
What's funny is Herb Brooks used to be like the head coach, is the guy from Miracle, and like that's like Pete's jam and Jack's jam, and like all the like the one relation I have through them with hockey is they like the movie Miracle as much as I do. Like I don't meet people that don't like hockey as much as they like the movie Miracle. So like that fires me up. So they're like sitting there and they're like, "Oh, is that Herb Brooks up there?"
Or is that Kurt Russell?
Yeah. The head coach of the famous USA hockey team from the movie Miracle that many people enjoy.
Great moments
are born great
God, I wish I had a photo of this.
That's what you have here tonight, boys.
So they're doing like these aerobic, I don't even know what would you call it. What do they call it?
Plyometrics or something?
Plyometric, yeah, whatever. They're doing some sort of workout function.
We don't work out.
I don't work out. Doing some sort of something.
And jumping around and carrying weights.
Yeah, but doing it at a fast rate. I mean, jumping up on, like, I don't even know, holding weight vests and skipping back and forth. There's probably better terms for these things, but I'm not the guy that named them. We're all kind of watching like, okay, these guys are, busting ass. And this comes to the third set of doing this, and now it's Pete's turn to jump in on the workout.
We jump into some things, and I am so motivated to not look like an idiot that I am working my ass off. I'm kind of keeping up.
You're tossing. Oh!
Pete's sitting there and he's getting it, dude, and just doing it. It was way impressive. Keeping up with the boys.
Great moments.
And the funniest thing was Dowd. I think Dowd had more fun than anyone else the whole time. Cause he's like, yeah, PD, let's go.
There it is. Boy, great. Oh yeah.
He got off to a good start, and he started rolling with it, doing all kinds of stuff. We all knew like it was just ultimate demise gonna happen, but we just didn't know when.
He kept mentioning that the frog leaps are gonna get me.
Looking great. Looking real good. There you go. You might go after this. Oh. Come on, Pete. Let's go. Lance off. Lance off. There it is. Oh. We have you.
Like Dowd said the night before, he said, Pete, you're gonna get on the frog jump. It's gonna come back to haunt you. They're simple. They're very simple, but they will bite your ass like a water moccasin in the south.
Dowd said, he goes, all right, I'm counting Pete out after the frog jumps on circuit number 8.
And I think we had a bucket man on site. Jack shredding the bucket. Action Jack on the bucket. I mean, I've never seen someone so quickly throwing that bucket under his face. Because I'm a good friend, I'm looking at, I don't want to the St. Cloud State in the legendary locker room.
I did it for her. Made her look proud of me.
There's just nothing left. Gave it my all. Oh, great moments are born from great opportunities. That's what you have here today, boys. That's what you earned here tonight. You're all born to be entrepreneurs. Each and every one, you were meant to be here tonight.
Let's get TV.
Oh, yeah.
You guys want to get on the ice? And we're like, yeah, let's go. Let's get on the ice.
And I showed the other 3 that I was the best hockey player.
Let it get throw up again.
And I started throwing up again, but that was just because of my desire was taking over at that point.
He's got a lot of heart.
And like this guy Dowd just all laughing, like taking a video on his phone. We had to be the biggest jabronis to ever walk on that ice. Think about how many like NHL guys have graced that ice, and like it was us running around, shooting pucks at each other. I'm sure one of us had sandals on.
We finished doing that. We went back to Joey's house. We went out that night, and we got a couple more horny buffaloes because one more night of culture of St. Cloud. Obviously, you got to get some horny buffaloes.
We basically closed out the bars, and it was that time to head home.
It's drizzling. It's just drizzling. And we're thinking, God, this is awesome. Like, we're from Arizona. It doesn't rain very much down there.
Thankfully, the weather is great, so we don't have to worry about any rain or thunder or anything like that. It's sunny, partly cloudy, but it's it's all good.
Jack and Peter are like, oh, yeah, a little bit of rain, dude. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna get home all right.
And right now we're just kind of jumping around, houses over here, meeting new people, putting off the word about Hitchnfish, and we're about to go back to Joey's house.
Barely sprinkling, and we're thinking, we got this. So we start walking, and as it's sprinkling and starts to pick up more rain, we realize that we don't really know where we're going. Dude, out of nowhere, all hell breaks loose on the fateful First Avenue, or whatever we were on.
The thunder and lightning was so bad that We were afraid to be outside.
Get over here, get over here, get over here, get over here. Right here, right here, right here. Oh, dude, what the f is going on? Oh, what the goddamn is going on?
Like there were trees falling down.
Let's go! Get in the middle of the road so trees don't hit us.
I thought I was legitimately gonna die. Or a tree was gonna fall on one of you two for running under the sidewalk, and then I was gonna have to dig you out.
Get out from under the tree! Camera's rolling, bro. It's out of control. Where's the house in Whitehall? All these houses, what's the goddamn thing?
And all I remember is Jack is looking back in the dark sky, and there being lightning behind Jack, and Jack screaming like a little girl. And
what?
I was like, first off, he might just keel over in fetal position, and we might be sitting here because that's the way he was acting. But then we rallied the group. We rallied the group, and we started heading door to door.
Hey! 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 Help us! Hey! No!
We were like, we gotta find shelter. So we started knocking on these people's doors. No one's opening, no one's opening. We kind of finally come by this apartment complex, and there's two guys smoking, and they're just kind of watching the storm hit. We run in there, and we're like, hey, you know where 7th Street and 7th Ave meet? And that was like the corner of where Joey lived.
It's not right at all.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Okay. It was like...
You know where Joey's Street and Joey Avenue is?
Okay. Finally, we get to Joey's house. We see Joey's steps, and we're like, God, I bet all the guys in here, and they're like cracking up, and they're like drinking beers, like, God, this storm sucks, and everything. We were so pumped of getting there, and like, God, this storm, blah, blah. We get in there, we like storm in, and we're like, guys! And there's like no one there. There's no one in the room. No one's home. We're like yelling upstairs, going through the house, like no one's here. We're like, holy.
Joey and I ended up with these group of girls, and these guys are still not there. We didn't see anyone, so he's like, dude, these girls live across the street. Let's go see if they're there. And I say, perfect. So we run across the street, still dumping water. We literally get from one house to the next back door. We get so wet that we had to take off our clothes and go into the house with the girls, and they had to do the same thing. So it was just a horrible situation. We're all standing there around half naked, and they decided to cook us a great meal. And I think it was many things. I had soup at one point. I might have had a grilled cheese too.
I had a bunch of whiskey.
They were serving us whiskey. I mean,
They were trying to take advantage of you.
it was one of the finer nights I had.
I thought I was gonna die for a minute. Then we went back to Joey's house.
Dude.
I ran over to this random girl's house in my boxers, ran back, shaved Pete's head. It was weird. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
All right.
100%.
Yeah.
I thought my life was saved. I didn't die in this El Nino hurricane, but when I got back, instead of being relaxed and comforted by my friends, I was forced to then shave my head.
You don't want a little 4 a.m. Mount. No, it's good. You got all the angles.
Why did we shave your head?
I can't believe we actually just shaved your head.
Yeah, that's wild.
It looks like, it looks like a war zone almost. There's trees knocked down all over the whole town, and there's literally like trees going on top of awnings, and like these massive like 100-year-old trees are just derooted. I don't feel like I almost died, but you guys definitely did.
Yeah, why do you get to tie up the
We hit the-
story? You were sitting there getting tug jobs and Cheerios, and we're running through the streets with lightning.
Well, I mean, we were put ourselves in harm's way there. When your neighbor or your host, starts losing trees, I think you overstayed your welcome.
Yeah, I think that was a sign from up above that we were due to move on and go to our next destination.
I'm very, very happy that I'm still alive right now
Oh,
because
yeah.
that storm was not a joke.
Honestly, if we didn't actually run down the middle of the road like Matt thought of, then one of those tree branches could have definitely hit us.
Looking back over the last 2 weeks, or the last week, I don't even know how long it was, I think we've done pretty well.
Yeah, we did a hell of a job. I think we got a strong road ahead of us.
I mean, I don't know I would use the word strong, but we got some, say some bumpy roads ahead of us.
Yeah.
But the road ahead of us is going to be pretty interesting because...
There's gonna be some obstacles. We've already hit some already, but there's gonna be problems.
So it's going to be interesting when we start meeting people. We just met this guy, Brian Mardak.
Thanks for having us, Brian. Of course, guys.
Who knows? Brian Mardak, kind of a questionable character.
Hopefully Team Hitchnfish can catch a little bit more fish this time around.
Was Jack got one?
Hey, worst comes to worst, we can always hire a fishing expert to join our team. Cool.
My favorite part about what we're doing now is that we're doing the whole word of mouth thing. And we're going to head on the road from the people we meet, from the people we talk to, and possibly who they know, and just go around the country to where we get invited to go fishing. How do you know?
A good friend of mine, Rusty, he lives in East Texas.
Peoria, Illinois.
It's his dad.
Well, I can just look that up online and I'll find it.
I've never even met him, but.
Got you, I'm telling you, man. Weightless worm right now if you want to catch bass.
Weightless worm?
Weightless worm.
All I know is I want to bring you home.
Yeah, so we did the old-fashioned duct tape job and duct taped it up, and it's working fine. So I don't think we need to get it fixed. I think we're just gonna have to buy more tape.
Moonshine.
Moonshine.
Oh, that's good.
Just meet you there at noon tomorrow.
Ran out of gas, and we're in the middle of nowhere, so we have to figure this one out.
We learned through trial and error, but through that, we've experienced so much. Word of mouth became our guide. This concept led us to Osakis, St. Cloud, then 16 other states. We've seen how fishing can lead to so much more.
The thrill of the bite.
We've just popped the cork on fishing stories.
Here we go.
And there are just so many out there to tell. But to be completely honest, I don't know where the hell we're headed.
Let's go.
But hey, that's all part of the journey.
Hopefully, things go well for Team Hitchnfish, because we're due. We're due for some good luck.
What have you guys been catching at all? Have you caught anything at all?
Fast northern.
Slow down, slow down.
Yeah, we're...
Damn, you guys are crazy. We're like, what are you talking about, man? He's like, this water is like known for water moccasins and other stuff that will screw you up.
I'm gonna act like I just didn't see that. Just to be... I didn't get that on camera, but if I did, we can edit that out.
Honestly, probably for the rest of the trip, you need to fish more and drink less.
Were you guys wearing pants for that at least? Were you guys at least wearing pants for that?
I hadn't been on it in years. It might be a little sketchy, but.
Dude, I'll get tased on camera. It's not like I haven't before.
A little bit though. It's
Where's your
not...
guys' taser?
No,
we don't have. We got 9-volt batteries. If we have a paper clip, and some freaking what else? Whatever we can make.
Tinfoil, which are basically if you put a fish and an alligator together and they had sex, the alligator gar is what would come out of it.
And then we, of course, went back to home base. Not the RV, not the house, not anything. Zorbas.
These guys they're in the upward march of mankind.
Downhill fall that we took, thrown to the curb and stomped on. We had nothing left in us. Embrace the loss. You were kind of done for. Shut down. I can remember just kind of like, God. They knew we were gonna do bad, and I'm telling you, it sucked.
Did suck.
Y'all want to catch sharks?
Not really.
Then don't use squid for bait. Don't use squid for bait.
See here, right, we got ourselves a problem here. We gotta put the boat plug in. Common mistake here, common mistake. Almost flooded the entire boat. And thankfully we had the help of some local citizens of Alexandria to help us out. And we got the boat out. Now we're just kind of letting the water pour out and
what else
get back in the water.
Oh my God.
because I don't think any of these boys over here are going to be teaching anybody much about fishing.
It's not about how many fish we catch. It's not about, you know, the size fish we catch. It's just about being out there fishing.
This is a box.
It's been a struggle so far here, but we've got plenty more time to catch some big fish. Just gotta learn what we're doing.
What the hell did I sign up for?